into the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Throw your hands in the air
if you's a true player.
I'm gonna get started in a little bit, but no ways, please don't. Why? Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. What's up? I'm Brandon London. This is AfterBuzz TV, Thursday Night Football after show recap of the NFL networks. Tennessee Titans versus
Jacksonville Jaguars.
It just slipped my mind. It really didn't matter. It was that boring. I forgot who played. It was an AFC matchup between, like I said, the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both teams were trying to find a win. Both teams have dim playoff hopes right now. The 4-6, or the now 4-6 Jacksonville Jaguars versus the 2-8 Tennessee Titans. D. Hagan in the building, my boy sir. Derek Hagan in the building. What's up, man? Shout out to Derek Hagan here. Tell people where they can find you.
Man, find me at DHagan80, DHAGAN on Twitter, and I'm back, man. This week 3 for the show. We
week
here
3 of the
doing
show.
It again.
Week 3 of the show. It's just us two today.
That's it.
No Steph today. I don't think we have any guests today. Since
ain't got nobody.
It's nobody. It's 9 o'clock in Cali.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's 12 o'clock Eastern time. So all my friends on the East Coast, it's too late, man. I'm asleep. I can't Skype in. It's too late. And then it's 9 o'clock here. So anyone on the West Coast, it's kind of hard for them to get here. But you know what? We're going to hold it down today.
Yeah,
we're going to hold it down.
This going to be better than the
And
game.
we've got
Our
a
show
special
gonna be way
surprise
better.
for you guys. We're about to get real pimped out here. You putting the eye block on or what's up?
Man, you look good, you feel good, you play good, you get paid good. So
Steph Z, who does the Monday Night Football show, and she also does How to Get Away with Murder, and she was also our guest, our in studio guest last week. Came in, talked Jets football with us. She does the Rare Breed. D. Hagan's going to tell you something really quick about the Rare Breed because he has the piece of paper, and then we're going to go right into this football game. I promise.
Yeah, man, y'all, you can check them out at Rare Breed Lifestyle. It's it's something that they're doing for the community, for the kids, and obviously to keep the kids going and playing sports, and it's just something to go by. You also can check them out on their hashtag at hashtag many faces of Rare Breed, and at hashtag Rare Breed. So, we getting ready. I hope mine is on straight. If not, oh well. Like I said, you look good, feel good. Got my Rare Breed going. So it's Thursday night.
I tell you what's rare. I tell you what's rare.
What's rare?
A good Thursday night football game.
Man, we have not had one good
well,
Thursday night football
the
game.
Bengals was all right, but this probably was the most boring football game I've watched the entire year. It's been an exciting 2015-16 season. D. Hagan's over here taking selfies of himself during. We're sitting here talking. He's sitting here looking at himself. Prima donna wide receiver, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
But boring game. I'm telling you, what was it? 6-6 at the halftime.
6-6 at halftime.
6 at halftime. 4 field goals, ladies and gentlemen.
Awful.
4 field goals. Me as a fan, I want my money back.
Right.
I want my money back.
I wouldn't even bet on that game.
I wouldn't bet on that game. No way.
I would not bet on that game. There's no way.
You remember when you had a Madden franchise, you did a Madden fantasy franchise, I would simulate this game. I wouldn't play this game.
Just let it go.
I wouldn't play.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter who won.
Next week.
Didn't matter about the stats, anything. Just
the
keep
first
it going.
half. There were absolutely no big plays in the first half. No big plays in the first half.
No, there was none. When you look at it, just coming into the game, the Jaguars, they got playmakers. They got Robinson on the outside.
Yes.
They got Hearns on the outside. Tennessee Titans tonight, they were without really one of their biggest stars. Kendall Wright wasn't out there playing tonight. He's been hurt the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Justin Hunter got hurt last week. He broke his ankle. So he's supposed to be their guy, their up-and-coming guy. Their 6'4" wide receiver that's a freakish athlete, but he just hasn't been able to put it all together. And tonight, they were just missing playmakers tonight because the guys on the outside, they didn't get the job done. There's no threat on the outside for that offense, and nobody's afraid of those wide receivers.
Not at all. And it really sucks because you have a first-round quarterback, you have a franchise quarterback in Marcus Mariota. He played outstanding game. He played a really good game, 25 for 35, 231 yards, no touchdowns, but no interceptions. When you have a tight end, your tight end is your leading receiver, not only this game, but on the season. Delaney Walker at 8 catches, 109 yards. The next receiver had 3 catches, 40 yards.
Right. Well,
closest to him. 3 catches, 40 yards.
Right.
Come on. 3 catches, 40 yards. That's offense.
There's no offense. There's no production. There's no intimidation on outside. That's why Delaney Walker is the go-to guy. He's been that guy the past 3 years. From him coming over from San Francisco, where he was played for 7 seasons. Then he goes over to the Titans. He's been the leading receiver the past 3 years. So he's been putting up numbers. You know, the ball is getting in his hands. They're giving him the ball. Delaney, he's a freakish athlete. He's a type of he's one of those hybrid tight ends, where either he can block, he can put his hand in the ground, or he can line up out wide, and he's fast. So he's a mismatch nightmare for most defenses, but the Titans rely on him a lot. Why? Because there's nobody on the outside. If you don't have a threat, that number one guy on the outside, it's going to make it difficult for any offense to move the ball, let alone you don't have a running back. You can't run the ball. They weren't able to run the ball tonight.
Who's Andrews? Andrews dude.
Antonio Andrews is the guy they drafted last year. Okay, they drafted him last year. He didn't play much. Coming into this year, they expected Bishop Sankey to be the guy. Yeah. Bishop Sankey was the first running back taken in the draft last season, in the 2014. So, second round pick, but he hasn't been able to produce. He's been inactive the past 2 games.
15 carries, 78 yards, which isn't bad. I think it's the offensive line. You may not have any weapons on the outside, but I've always been a firm believer. You're only as good as your O-line.
Right. Well,
you have to be able to protect the money. You have to be able to.
You need protection. Mariota needs that. I think they have guys up front, but like I said, last year I was on that team last year, so I know what they need, what we didn't do right. Like last year, we turned the ball over too many times. Yeah. We weren't able to run the ball. We weren't efficient enough on third down. We're always punting. Defense couldn't stop nobody, so there was just problems as a whole, as a team. Like, we couldn't put any points up on the board. So when you can't score and defense is holding teams to maybe 20, 22, 23 points a game, it's hard. It makes it difficult.
Well, if you look at the official numbers of the game, first and foremost, would you say Jacksonville had a good offensive game?
No. That's by far probably one of the worst games I've seen this season. The game was just awful. It was boring. Like tonight, I'd rather watch that Clipper game versus the Warriors, or even who was Cleveland playing? The Milwaukee Bucks before the football game. So
it's not time for me to watch basketball.
But still, man, I don't know. Titans
offense had 316 total net yards. The Jacksonville Jaguars had 308. Total passing plays, 65 passing plays, 58 on the other side. 104 rushing yards to Jacksonville's 90 rushing yards. I mean, the numbers were pretty much the same. Both had 4 sacks.
Right.
Both grossed about 231 to 242 yards passing. It was pretty much the same game between both teams. And neither one of the offensive lines played any sort of a decent game at all.
No.
At all.
No.
If you can't protect these quarterbacks, young franchise quarterbacks who you're looking to take your program to another level, it's over. You have to give these guys some sort of time.
Yeah, they need time. That's they're the cornerstone of the offense. If you can't give your QB time, he's not going to be able to get the ball to his playmakers on the outside. Yeah. Period. So that's one of the reasons why Ken Wisenhunt got fired. Because the O-line wasn't able to protect the franchise quarterback. Yeah. This Mariota was a second overall pick in the draft, and he's already been sacked plenty of times this season.
Too many.
He's coming off. He's already had a sprained MCL, so he's been getting hit. He's been getting smacked. So and these are not like he's getting outside of the pocket and taking off and running. This is just getting sacked, getting hit, and that's why Wisenhunt got fired. If you're not able to keep your O-lineman, not your O-lineman, your QB clean, it's going to be hard. Tom Brady stays clean. You don't see him getting sacked all the time. Peyton Manning don't get sacked all the time.
So clean, Tom Brady's on the cover of GQ magazine. But if you look at it, Mariota was their second leading rusher this game. He was sacked 4 times, like we said. The last play of the game ended on a sack. He's getting hit.
Yeah.
He's getting hit. I'm talking helmet coming off. He's getting some high shots to him. They're obviously not going to make the playoffs this year.
No,
do you draft another weapon or do you draft protection?
Well, it's hard. They drafted Dorial Green Beckham in the second round.
Yeah.
You know, and
he did nothing today.
He hasn't done nothing all season.
He did nothing
And
today.
honestly, Titans, I don't know why you guys drafted this guy, to tell you the truth. He hasn't played in 2 seasons. He was at Missouri, got suspended, went to Oklahoma, got in trouble. So he's still trying to learn a position, but it takes time. Receiver, it's an art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta be crafty. Your technique has to be on point. And if your technique is not on point, you're not going to be able to get open. It doesn't matter if you're 6'5", 240 pounds.
Yeah.
I know one receiver that's 6'5", 240. That's a monster.
Jackson.
Vincent Jackson, actually 2, and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Those are the other 2.
Yeah.
Those 2 are absolute beasts on the outside. But it's just they've drafted guys and guys just have not developed.
It's not working out.
They haven't been able to develop the talent. And we all know the NFL is a win now business. You got to be able to win now. It's not let's win in 2 and 3 years. You got to be able to draft, produce these guys, let them develop, and then hopefully you start winning after that. And the Titans just been having trouble with that over the past 4 or 5, 6 seasons. It's been a while. It's been a long time.
Well, to add to insult as well, when we're talking about weapons for them, Dexter McCluster went out with that knee injury.
Right.
He had a couple nice plays throughout the course of the game, especially in the kick return game. But if let's move on from talking about the weapons that Tennessee has. Let's talk about Jacksonville's weapons, because they look like they have a nice little nucleus, with them being the second youngest team in the NFL. They've got some weapons out there on offense to where they can look back and see what they have and say, look, if we can protect this quarterback and we can open up more holes for TJ Yeldon, we've got some playmakers.
Well, they know they now have a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Blake Bortles is the real deal. Blake Bortles is the real deal. And that was a great draft pick for Jacksonville, because we know the teams that win in this league, they all have quarterbacks. If you have a quarterback, you're going to win. They have a quarterback, plain and simple. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck, Drew Brees, Cam Newton. The list goes on and on. There's guys, Russell Wilson. If you got that guy behind center that you know that's going to be there for the next 4, 5, 6 years, you're going to win.
Yeah.
Okay, last year, Tennessee, I went through 3 different quarterbacks. Jake Locker, Zach Mettenberger, Charlie Whitehurst. Couldn't win. We didn't get it done. So now the Jaguars, they're going to be just fine with Blake Bortles, but then you throw out the guys on the outside. You got, Allen Robinson. You got Allen Hurns. You got Marquise Lee. So they got guys. They've drafted well. They've got guys. Marquise Lee. You
Don't throw his name in there.
You can't throw him out there?
I thought you were going to say Julius Thomas or
you know what?
TJ Yeldon.
They have Julius Thomas. I'm not sold on him right now. Why? I think he's a product of the system with Peyton Manning. What is he doing in Jacksonville right now?
He's got a good game. 5 catches, 28 yards, 1 touchdown.
But what was he doing with Peyton Manning?
What was he doing with who?
With
the Papa John's guy. That's the Papa John's guy.
You're right. But still, I need to see. They just paid you all that bread. It's time to produce.
He's been out. Keep in mind, he's been out.
You know what?
He's been out for a while. He just got back to the lineup.
It's time to get it together.
2 games. He's been back in the lineup
time
for
to
2
get it
games.
together, because they're not paying you for nothing.
He didn't look bad at all. He actually played a pretty good game. But you mentioned, I thought you were going to say Brian Walters. Brian Walters had a pretty decent game. 2 catches, 35 yards. Now, that's not anything special. You're not going to go out and draft him in your fantasy leagues. But 2 for 35 with Julius Thomas touching the ball 5 times. TJ Yeldon caught the ball 3 times. Hurns had 3 for 19, which was...
Well, Hurns is a baller. I'm surprised he didn't score tonight. He scored in 7 straight games this season. 7 straight. He's been balling. He's been doing his thug thizzle. So.
Because Allen Robinson stepped up and had 5 for 113. What I'm saying, you don't have to worry about your tight end being your leading receiver.
Yeah, well,
you have guys.
That's good to have guys, because any given week, somebody can step up and make a play.
Exactly.
So football's the ultimate team sport. It's not an individual. It's not just one guy. Baseball, you can have one guy. Basketball, you can have one guy. Golf, you're out there by yourself. But football, it's like if 11 guys aren't working together, that play is going to get messed up. You know, if that left tackle misses that block on a QB's blind side, sack, strip, fumble, ball might be going the other way. Yeah. So it all has to work together. And if you're not able to work together, you're not going to be able to get the job done. You're not going to win.
What I like about this team is that Gus Bradley obviously has, I don't want to say stacked his defense with a bunch of well-known name guys. The guy on defense who you first think about when you think about the Jacksonville Jaguars is second-year player Telvin Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is real.
Jacksonville got guys. He is real. He is one of their playmakers on that side of the ball. You know, you got him. You got Paul Posluszny. So, you know, they got
DB,
what's his name?
House.
Devon House. That's
Devon
another
House.
Palmdale, California native. Throw it up, 6'1" in the building. So that's hometown high school kid. But they got guys. So it's just, you got to start developing them now. You know, you're in the AFC South. That's not a tough division.
Cakewalk.
Yeah, you got the Titans,
Yeah.
you got the Texans, you got the Colts, and you got the Jaguars. So the division right now is wide open.
Anybody.
Now it's like, who wants it? We know the Titans aren't in it. Now you got 3 teams left with the Jags, Colts, and the Texans. So it's like anybody, they're all right there. They're what, 4-5, 4-5, and 4-6. So it's wide open.
Such a trash division.
It's bad, but you know what? One of these teams is going to win the division.
Somebody has to win this division.
And they're gonna be in the playoffs, and they're gonna get a home playoff game. So if you win the division, you're gonna get a home playoff game regardless. So who wants it?
You think so?
What? If you win a division, you get a home playoff game.
No, that's not true.
It is.
No, if you
win the division, if you win your division.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
If you win your division, you're
right.
playing a wild card team. The wild card team's coming to you. If you win the division.
Right. So just going throughout the rest of this year, I'm looking to pull up their schedule. If you pull up their schedule for me while I'm sitting there talking about the Jaguars, going throughout the rest of the year for them, like we said, they do have a chance to make the playoffs.
Right.
With the obviously talking about the weak division, I wanted to see more. Especially against the Tennessee Titans defense, which isn't a bad defense.
No, they're not.
They sacked Cam 5 times last week.
Right.
They're not a bad defense at all. I wanted to see more points put up against this defense just to show, all right, we're turning that curve. We're not going to rely entirely on our defense throughout the rest of the season. There'll be games where we may be able to put up 30 points to help the defense out. I didn't see that in the offense.
No, you talking about Jacksonville?
Jacksonville.
No, Tennessee does not have an awful defense. They got guys on that side, you know, that can make plays. It's NFL. Guys aren't just awful that's out there. You know, it's just sometimes the pieces that you have just don't mesh the right way together, and that's the problem. But the Jacksonville, they're on their way up. I wouldn't say they have not been dominant. So let's not get that messed up. You know, Gus Bradley, he's 10-31 in 3 seasons in Jacksonville, so
which isn't bad in Jacksonville.
No, well,
it's not bad in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, they've been good when they had David Garrard, Maurice Jones-Drew,
when they had
Mercedes
Tom
Lewis,
Coughlin,
Jimmy Smith. They've been decent.
No, they have not.
Have.
When you think of that organization, when you think of the Jacksonville
when Jack Del Rio
Jaguars,
was there, they were a good squad
because of Hard Knocks. Because of Hard Knocks, and they're decent on Madden. They've yet to be any sort of playoff team, or let me go out and buy a Jacksonville Jaguar starter jacket because I root for that team or a player on that team. That is a irrelevant organization. The only thing cool about them is they have a pool in the stadium.
That's the only thing. It's Jacksonville. That's sweet. That's nice.
Dope.
That little pool in the stadium. That's dope. But it's just Jacksonville. Their media market is not like LA. It's not like New York. It's a small media market, so they're not getting the pub that these other teams are getting. You don't see Jacksonville on primetime TV every week. You don't see that. You're never going to see that, really. Tonight was probably their only primetime game you would see them on TV. True. I don't even know if the Titans or the Jaguars have a Monday night game this year. So it's obviously people want to see the good teams. You want to see who's going to bring the money in, and those two organizations right now are just not there. The Titans can get there. Jacksonville can get there. Winning fixes everything. Yeah. You got to win.
Well, I'll tell you what else has to get there, sticking to the game. their red zone offense has to get there. They were down in the red zone at least 3 times. Well, I've moved on from Tennessee. I've moved on. We don't really have to talk about them anymore.
Man, that was my team last year. Man, I know a lot of those guys.
I understand
from over
that,
there.
and we're gonna ask you. We're gonna go through a little Q&A.
Can't hate on my Titans, man.
Just like how Charlie Murphy was asking, telling the story, true Hollywood story. We're gonna do a true Tennessee story, and we're gonna ask you what things were like during your time in Tennessee and Nashville. Ooh. Because that's the only cool thing to talk about from the Tennessee Titans today.
Yeah, they got a good upside.
The Jacksonville Jaguars offense, again, goes back to what I was saying about how I wanted to see them score more. The red zone. They were down there. They just couldn't get in the zone. Even after the long punt return, they still couldn't get in the zone. No,
they did get in the end zone.
Mercedes Lewis did score. My bad. Mercedes Lewis did score.
They got in the end zone.
But they got down there to that red zone, to the 10-yard line, to the 5. They got down in that fringe area a bunch of times, and all they did was kick field goals. You can't win a division, let alone a playoff game. You can't win a division kicking field goals.
No, you're not. If field goals, they can win you games, but when you're in a red zone, you want to come out with
touchdowns.
6 points. You 6.
Yeah.
That's what gets everybody excited. You know, that's
what
when you
get
to
you
dance
on
and
prime
do
time.
what you do.
Yeah.
You might get a Sports Center top 10. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
you get to that.
But when you're in the red zone, you have to score. There's no even sometimes it's good to come out with 3, but you rather have 6 because these good teams, they are sound and efficient in the red zone. You know, some teams, Jaguars, they're not top 10 in efficiency in the red zone. You know, that's one of those things. You have guys. You have T.J. Yeldon. He can run the ball. You can put the ball in the end zone, but then sometimes it just comes down to execution. That's all it is. They weren't able to execute. Yeah, tonight they kicked 4 field goals. Jason Myers, he came in handy tonight. You know, 4 field goals, putting the ball through. Okay, good. Get your 3 points and keep it moving. I don't think they would not have scored a touchdown if they didn't get that long punt return. No, that changed the whole game. That punt return and then the fumble. Those 2 plays right there. But that punt return really opened the whole game up. That changed the whole game.
So it's easy to say, and I'm even looking at the stats right now to back it up. Tennessee, you lost the special teams battle. So we went over the net yards on offense, and we see both offenses played pretty C plus B minus game. Well, 1 touchdown each. C plus game. Both offenses played a C plus game. Both defenses played a B plus game. I mean, you only let
it was a defensive battle.
It was a defensive battle.
It was low scoring, boring game.
So boring.
game.
So boring. But 2 guys, we're receivers, but we've also had to make a living on special teams, so we know the importance of special teams. Tennessee 2 for 3 in field goals. Jacksonville 4 for 4, and then the big punt return.
Right.
Bam. Got you.
Right there. That's
so when both offenses struggling, defenses are playing, in a boring game, special teams.
Special teams was the biggest outcome. I made, like I said, I played 9 years, but the reason why I was able to play 9 years because I was able to play on special teams. I was able to run down on kicks. I was able to cover punts. You know, I was able to block on kickoff return. I was able to block on punt return. So I was just one of those guys that was able to make plays on special teams. If you make plays on special teams, you're going to be able to play a long time. Long time. And then if you can produce on offense too, you're good. Even better. My career was fun. I had a good time. But special teams is key in the NFL. It is. Those 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams. Special teams probably the most important because either when you're punting, you can flip the field, or if you're on the return side, you get a nice 10, 15-yard return. That's just putting your offense in good field position. Tonight, Jacksonville was able to get a nice long return that changed the whole game. Period. So tomorrow, the Tennessee Titans on that coverage unit, their punt team, they're gonna get cussed out tomorrow. Yeah. Their coach gonna let them have it. You know, because guys weren't in the right position. It was a bad punt, not enough hang time. When you're punting, you at least want, I would say, anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 seconds in the air on a punt.
Your athletes
so let your guys get down the field.
I'm getting doubled by the pesters at gunner.
Right, and that didn't happen. It was a bad punt. It was a line drive. The returner caught it coming forward, and he was able just to hit the sideline. He was out. He was gone. So special teams is a huge factor in the game. A lot of people say, some guys shouldn't be on special teams, or your best player's not on special teams. Yeah, actually, most of your best players are on special teams because that's a crucial point in a game. It's just you got to be well-rounded, and Titans got hit again on special teams.
They got hit again. It was a crucial point in the game. The game, like you said, it gave up that one touchdown that the Jacksonville Jaguars scored. Game ended 19-13. Hey, look, that's pretty much the game. That's all we had. There wasn't much. Like, trust me, when you wake up in the morning and you go watch SportsCenter, there's not going to be much in terms of highlights. They're going to basketball, some tennis, hockey, and then like the dog that rides on the monkey that rides on the dog at halftime.
That's it. That's all they're going to do.
There were really nothing going on for the game. But I want to move on and transition. Since we talked to, we got into Jacksonville's hopes going into the playoffs, with us being in Week 11. Kind of go into Tennessee as an organization and hearing from you about your time there, the time you spent there, and why is this organization so bad right now?
You know what? I'm not even going to talk about up top right now. Right now, like I said, it all starts at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Now they have that franchise guy. They have Marcus Mariota. They've been missing that. They had Vince Young, they had Jake Locker, 2 former first-round draft picks. Okay, those guys didn't pan out. Now they have a face of the franchise. Now you got somebody that can sell tickets, somebody that you can market. Marcus Mariota is a Heisman Trophy winner. So you have that guy, you have the quarterback, you have, like I said, you need a quarterback to win games, and now he's the face. But now he has to develop and start winning games. They're 2-8 right now. Last year we finished 2-14 and lost 10 straight. Dang. So it was bad, man. It was bad going to work. It wasn't fun. You're still working, but it wasn't fun. So they have a quarterback now that they've given the reins to. That like here, key to the city. Let's go. You take this team to the promised land, but he just needs time to develop. And as far as the coaching staff, now they got to find a coach. Ken Wisenhunt is gone. He's supposed to be the QB guru. He's had Kurt Warner, he's had Ben Roethlisberger, he's had a few guys, but he's been able to win with veteran quarterbacks. He also had Matt Leinart. Matt Leinart didn't pan out with Ken Wisenhunt, and Leinart has a big beef with him. But they got to find a coach. So who's going to be that franchise guy that's going to lead this team? Yeah, they had Jeff Fisher for a long time. Jeff Fisher took him to a Super Bowl. Now he's in St. Louis. So right now you got the interim coach with Mike Mularkey. Is he going to be the guy next year? I don't think so. He's a tight ends coach. He's been a head coach before, but he hasn't won that many games. So you have the face of the franchise. Now you need a coach that players are going to believe in. Because right now this team is not believing. They're a losing team. It's bad. What are they? 4 wins in the last 2 seasons? Yeah. Just dating back to last season.
Bad,
2-14 last year, 2-8 right now. So it was awful. I'm telling you. It's not fun going to work when you steadily getting beat. It's not fun. So
what coach is out there? Is there a coach out there? Because I have 2 in my mind, but I don't think anyone's going to really agree with me.
I wouldn't say they need a hard-nosed coach that doesn't take no-nonsense coach. They just need a guy that can really develop a team and a quarterback. They have the right pieces. They got guys. They got a good defense. Now it's just you need somebody to lead them. Mariota's in his first year. He's not the leader yet. He's still a young guy. You got older guys that's probably still looking at him like, oh, you're a young buck. I'm not, just shoot. I'm not going to talk to you right now. I'm not listening to you. But once he starts winning, then the leadership will come, because winning trumps everything. You win in the NFL, you're good. Yeah. So they just need to start winning. But the only guy I can think of right now that probably comes to mind is just Hugh Jackson, who's the OC with Cincinnati right now. So it's still early. There's Wisenhunt's the only guy that's gotten fired right now. Yeah. So it's gonna, they'll figure it out once the season's over. But they need a guy that's gonna be there for at least the next 4 or 5 years. You can't keep bringing guys in, then getting rid of guys. It's just like your players. Like, you can't keep switching players up every single year. You need guys. It's like, I wish NFL teams would just stay more committed to their players instead of just being like, oh, you're too old, or we pay you too much money, so we got to get rid of you and grab another guy that's 20 or 21 years old that's probably making $200,000. Look, okay, the rookie minimum was what, $250,000 to $300,000
this year? It's like $425.
Okay, so the vet minimum. So I would be in year 10 this year. My vet min would be
like
1 point something.
1.3?
Yeah, it'd be crazy if I was playing this year. So they would rather take a younger guy that's probably not better than me, But just because he's younger, they're gonna go with that
Tell
guy.
him how
Just
you
because.
feel, D-Hay.
That's real talk.
Tell him how you
That's
feel,
why the
D-Hay.
NFL
He ain't better
it gets weird. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of
It's a numbers
politics.
game.
It's a
It's
numbers
numbers
game.
of the salary cap.
And it's a lot
It's
of
the
politics
business.
that goes on in terms of contracts, and because there's a lot of guys out there right now that can still play, that can absolutely ball. But it's once you hit that 30, 31, they want a 20-year-old. Why? Because he's just way cheaper. Look at the Titans roster right now. They're 5 receivers they have. They got Kendall Wright, Justin Hunter. They're both on IR.
Yeah.
They got DGB, who they drafted in the second round. They got Harry Douglas, who came over for Atlanta. They got Rico Richardson, that was on the practice squad last year. Now, I know all those guys, but do I feel like I can be in that rotation with them? Last year was myself, it was Kendall Wright, Justin Hunter, Nate Washington, Chris Durham. We felt like we had a good core, but we didn't win. So it's transition. Teams are going to change every year, and if you're losing, they're going to bring in younger guys. If you're a team that's winning, they're going to go with the veterans. Like you see, Wes Welker got signed last week with St. Louis. Why?
Yeah.
Because they're on the verge of probably getting to the playoffs. So they're like, okay, what's his name, Tavon Austin or Stedman Bay? One of those two are out. So let's bring this vet in to try to put us over that hump. Keep it going.
Keep it going.
Because they'll take a vet over a younger guy. But
Of
some
course.
teams, if your team is losing, that's it. There's no veterans coming in. They're going with younger guys to see what they have and see if they can develop those guys for next season. So
I have my 2 coaches. I'm going to throw my. I let you rant just now, Nick Saban. I have my 2 coaches. Number 1, it's a defensive guy, Steve Spagnuolo. He can come in.
Right, he's been a head coach.
He's been a head coach before. New team, new everything. Maybe not. I don't know why. I threw it out because I'm a Spags guy. I like Spags.
Spags is
Back
cool.
when I was with the New York Giants, Spags was D coordinator, and then my boy, Mark Trestman.
What?
Why not give Mark Trestman, quarterback guru, quarterback-minded coach, give him Mariota, and he has to bring in a defensive-minded, like a defensive stud at defensive coordinator, and let him do his thing.
Well,
with
they got a defensive coordinator. They got Dick LeBeau.
Yeah.
He's been there. He's been in the league
Dick
for like
LeBeau.
60 years. Like he's that dude, man. He's a guy, Dick LeBeau.
So that's why Mark.
Yeah.
So that's why Mark Trestman makes even more sense. Marcus Mariota has more upside than Jay Cutler when Trestman was with the Bears with Jay Cutler.
Right. Well,
he has more
Mariota's
upside.
a dual threat. He can run and throw.
He
He's
ran
a dual
for the
threat.
touchdown
Right.
today.
He
did his thing. Ran for that touchdown. It was a pretty impressive run.
It is. And Mariota, he's more dangerous with his legs right now than he is with his arm.
Yeah.
A lot more dangerous. So
But he can still throw.
Yeah,
The
he
boy,
can throw.
He was throwing today. He was
Right.
making throws.
But now he's got to develop, and he's
Mark
gonna.
Trestman can develop him.
So they need a guy that can fix him and then fix the offensive line. He needs time. So
You see
fix
me-
him, fix the
You
offensive
see
line.
me, Tress, trying to get you back into the league, Tress? I mean, not back into the league, get you back into the driver's seat, man. All right, we're pretty much done with that. Let's go into these predictions, and then get up out of here. Do we have this? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Flashing lights.
Man, what's all that?
Flashing lights. All right. I don't like seeing lights. I slow down. All right, so let's run through this because I'm on 2% on my iMac right now, which is kind of embarrassing.
Here, well, I'll hit you with it then. If you
okay, yeah.
If you
let's
only,
switch it up.
if
Let's
you
switch
only
it
with
up.
2%, then I'll hit
Let's
you
switch
with
it
it.
up.
So tonight
Let's
we
switch
already
it up.
had Tennessee, Jacksonville. So here we go. The first one next week, Indianapolis versus ATL.
ATL, you need this win. You have to have this win. I know Indiana does, but Atlanta, you're a much better team than the Indiana Colts, so you better win this game. It's not like you
Indiana
should.
Colts? Indiana Colts?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
I was thinking of Pacers, man. See? I was ready to watch basketball after
See,
this
it's
boring
see,
game.
basketball season.
It happens.
All right, I got to go with ATL on that. They got to bounce back. They need a huge victory this week. They got to, Andrew Luck is out, so I got to go with Atlanta this week.
Yep.
Here we go, St. Louis versus Baltimore, the Ravens.
St. Louis, you disappoint me because I don't know what you are. I don't know if you're a good team. I don't know if you're a sorry team, but you still beat the Baltimore Ravens.
I got to go with Baltimore on this.
Oh,
St.
yeah.
Louis, they just benched Nick Foles, so I'm not sold
man.
on their backup right
You're
now.
right.
So Baltimore, don't let me down. Last week you guys lost to the Jaguars on some fluke
Got
play,
cheated.
little penalty at the end, so that didn't make no
Happens.
sense. Let's go Washington at Carolina.
Carolina, Washington, you've been looking good, and I hate saying this. I know I'm from Virginia and I'm supposed to be a Redskin fan, but it's just no, not the Deadskins. Carolina, Cam's looking too good.
Right.
Greg Olson's balling. I like the defense. It's a must-win for them as well.
Ooh.
They're trying to lock up home field advantage, and they're trying to lock it up early. This is one of those games where it's like you don't want this one to come back and bite you in the butt.
Right.
Later on, because they've yet to hit that penalty bug either. I know Kevin Benjamin's out, but I'm talking towards the end of the year when that injury bug comes and takes Greg Olson out for 2-3 weeks, and that sort of thing. I don't want you to get hurt, Greg Olson, but I'm just saying that's how it happens.
Carolina it is.
Carolina it is. Carolina it is.
Go ahead and dab on them real quick.
Did you see that lady apologize? They asked Cam what he thought about the lady who wrote that letter to the Charlotte Observer, saying that he was too chauvinistic with his celebrations, and the 9-year-old daughter was offended. And then he came back with the response like I wasn't. He was like, I was trying to put smiles on people's faces, and then she came back and was like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. They're just ridiculous. People are just like, come on, stop. Don't
social
try to
media gives too many people
it just doesn't make
too
Don't
much
try to take the fun away from the game of football. Let us have fun and celebrate. That's what fans want to see. You want to see touchdowns, so let us have fun in the end zone.
Quietly,
Be quiet. Shh.
Keep the politicians out of sport.
Here we go. Denver at Chicago.
Chicago.
What?
Chicago.
You know what?
Chicago's been looking good, man.
They have, but I'm going to go. You know what?
Who is this, Osweiler or who is this dude?
That's Arizona State.
Who is this dude?
Brock Osweiler. Throw the forks up. Sun Devils. We got a big one this weekend. So I got to go with Denver. His first career start versus Chi-Town.
Yeah, right.
Sun Devils, man.
Watch this.
Got to go. A-State.
About to take this L.
A-State. Ooh, here we go. Oaktown, the Raiders at Detroit.
Oakland. The season is over for the Detroit Lions. I'm not rooting for them anymore except for James Hedebo, who's my boy from college. UMass. Throw up the U. Throw up the 1AA-U.
You know what? I liked what Detroit did against Green Bay last week. They went into Green Bay and beat them for the first time in 20 years at Lambeau Field. But I got to go with my Raiders, man. The Raiders. That's my team.
That's why I said it. Yeah, they
grew up a Raider fan, hoping they come back to L.A., but Raiders, got to go with you guys this week again. 4-5. Let's get to 5-5. Be back at 500. New York Jets and Houston.
I don't want to say it, but I think Houston.
H-Town.
New York Jets, they're just waiting to let you down. They're just going to let you down again. They're not going to the playoffs.
Okay.
So they're just going to let you down. And Houston really needs this win. They'll fight for this win. And I think J.J. Watt's about to play some good football.
Yeah, they look good the other night when they beat the Bengals. They look beastie.
What, 13
they look beastie.
Points. They
look beastie. But I got to go with New York Jets this week. Got to go with them. Just see what they do. So that's my pick. Dallas at Miami. Tony Romo's back.
Romo's back. So you remember, it's funny because the Cowboy fans, how they hate on Romo. I hate Romo. You wish you had him for them 7 games, don't you?
Man.
You wish you had him for those 7 games, don't
2
you?
2 and 7.
So watch what you say. Watch what you people say. Romo's back. Dez is, he's going to get some balls. Offense may look like a real offense again. Dallas Cowboys have to win this.
Yeah, I got to go with the Cowboys. Even though I hate the Cowboys, I got to go with the Cowboys this week. Romo's back. I'm not really sold on what Dez is doing this year, regardless of his injury. He's just watching the tape, and he's not getting open. That's all it is. He's not getting off of press coverage. He's supposed to be that alpha dog, that number 1 receiver that does everything. Yeah, last year he had a hell of a season, but this year, yeah, he's coming off. He missed 5-6 games. He's still trying to get back in shape, but just watching the tape, he's not getting off of press coverage right now.
That's a heck of an injury, man.
You know what? Julio Jones had the same injury, and he was out the whole season. So Dez really, I thought he's just trying to rush back. But the Cowboys, man, they got so many problems right now. Issues. So it's just too many different things going on.
Yeah.
Here we go. Tampa Bay at Philly.
Every time I try and root for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I get disappointed. So heavy. So heavy. Lost to the Giants. Who did they lose to last week?
Tampa Bay or Philly?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, they beat the Giants last week.
Tampa Bay beat the Giants?
Yeah, man.
No.
They beat the Giants in Tampa. Jameis Winston.
Who did Washington. Did they lose to Washington?
Yeah, they lost to Washington.
I don't know what's wrong with me today, but
what's going on?
No, they
You
disappoint me.
sleepy?
They disappoint me. I don't know. Tampa Bay's not winning.
The Tampa Bay, so you going with Philly?
I'm going with Philly.
All right, now I'm going with Tampa Bay. They see if they can get 2 victories in a row. KC and SD, San Diego.
Who cares?
Superchargers.
I mean, we'll do San Diego just because. I mean, Kansas City. No Jamal Charles. I know you beat Denver last week.
They beat Denver last week.
Yeah, but still, I saw a blind squirrel eating on a nut the other day.
Oh,
so
okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with SD on this one. See if they bounce back.
Exactly.
Here we go. This is one of the marquee games on Sunday. Green Bay versus Minnesota. Now, Green Bay's lost 3 in a row after starting the season 6-0. Does Aaron Rodgers lose 4 games in a row? Does he?
And they're trying to say they're blaming it on his girlfriend, Olivia Munn. They're trying to say his bad play is due to him dating the X-Man or the X-Woman. He has to play a good game. He has to come out and play a great game. Oh, man, but then again, Minnesota's got something special going on right now.
They beat my Raiders last week.
They got something special going on right now.
It's in Minnesota.
I'm going with Minnesota. AP.
Yeah, I'm going Minnesota too. Them Vikings, AP looked real good last week. Over 200 yards rushing. So I got to go with Minnesota this week. Here we go. San Francisco versus Seattle.
Seattle, hands down. San Francisco, I think the Alabama Crimson Tide could beat y'all right now. I think the Crimson Tide.
That's a bold statement.
I know.
That is bold.
I just wanted to sound cool. Plus, I did it in my cool voice.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with Seattle also. Yeah, I'm not sold on San Francisco. They got so many different problems. Players retiring, guys getting hurt, people going to jail, all kind of stuff. So they just got issues right now.
Running into each other's cars, dating each other's girlfriends.
Yeah, so that's just, man. Come on, man.
You can't have that in the locker room.
You can't date another.
Can't have that in the locker room.
Nah, that's just bad. That's just bad. Cincinnati at Arizona. Carson Palmer. Cincinnati Bengals coming.
Hey man,
to town.
But those Cardinals, man, those Cardinals looking good, man. Carson Palmer, the best USC quarterback to come out of USC in the last 10, 20 years.
Long time. Heisman.
Man, Carson Palmer's look good, man. Bruce Arians has really turned around the Arizona Cardinals. Got them back on track. So I'm sorry, with the red BB gun. I hope he doesn't get mad at me for calling him the Red Rider BB gun. But that's 2 in a row. That's 2 L's for you guys in a row.
I'm going with Arizona. Got to go to AZ. They look too good. They put it on Seattle last week. Seattle's supposed to have a vaunted defense and absolutely got exposed last week. So they actually, you know what? They've been getting exposed all season because they've been blowing 4th quarter leads. So Seattle, get it together. But I got to go with AZ this week. Last game, Monday night, Buffalo at New England. Undefeated New England.
Look at my face after Buzz. I wish we could zoom in right now at my face. What did James Harden do to that one reporter? Come on, man. Tom Brady just got the cover of GQ magazine. Drops mic.
Walks off.
That's my answer.
Kanye West style.
That's my answer.
Kanye West style. Come
on, man. The Patriots, man. Boys.
I'm going with the Patriots, too. That's it. Tom Brady, they're 9-0. They'll be 10-0 after this week, so it's going to be a good
We'll still have
week.
two undefeated teams after this week.
Yeah, I think so. Carolina and New England.
And New England.
Oh, yeah.
2 undefeated teams.
Can they run the table again and go 16-0 in the regular season? Edelman's out now. Edelman is out, so.
Plug and play.
That's exactly what they do.
They probably have some new little white dude named like Travis Kozlowski or something who's just going to come off the bench and be everybody's fantasy favorite.
But that just tells you when we're talking about talent earlier, they're able to develop talent. It doesn't matter who they bring in, those guys are able to produce, and that's what you want to see. That's every other team in the NFL should look at what the Patriots doing, even though they've done some shady stuff, but they've been winning. Their guys produce. Whoever comes in to New England, Bill Belichick gets the best out of those players. Yeah. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter. And then Tom Brady makes whoever's at wide receiver look like they just
the GOAT.
Man,
greatest of all time.
I wish I would have played with Brady, man. Come on.
Played with Brady. Well, instead of us sitting here reminiscing AfterBuzz, we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. We thank you guys for watching. I go by the name of Brandon London at Cultured Athlete. You can find me on all social media. BrandonLondonTV.com is the website. I just put up a new reel too. You guys need to go check that out. My boy over here is
Man, you can check me out. Name's Derek Hagan. Hit me up at dhagan80 on Twitter. Talk to me. Holler at me. Anything you got. Go Sun Devils. Big game this week to beat these Wildcats.
Who's playing next week? Thursday Night Football.
It just better be better than tonight.
It really should be. Go ahead and tweet. Matter of fact, tweet us. Tell us who's playing next week. We're gonna get a guest either in studio or we'll get someone to call in next week. But I know you guys don't get tired of listening and hearing us talk or seeing this face. Hey, we thank you guys for watching the Thursday Night Football AfterBuzz TV wrap-up show.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
You later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.